I think it's time. I think it's time that we, basically I stopped talking about NBA at all because you're here for hockey time. Okay, talk to me. The Battle of Alberta. I'm going to show you what little or how much I know. You might be surprised. You might not be surprised at all. What is it? Talk to me about this battle.
Oh gosh. Well, I don't know if you saw the first game, but all you need to know, Beadle, is that the score ended 6-9. Okay? Game one. Which is just chef's kiss on a perfect rivalry.
So many goals. Wow.
Yes, so many goals. And it was, okay, so it's basically like if you are going to a family dinner and you have, it's like Thanksgiving, and then your cousins from like out of town come and you like don't like them, like maybe they're like anti-vax or something, and you're like not, but actually probably in Alberta you all are, and you just like hate one another, right? This is like this rivalry. This is all these people have other than their CFL teams, and let's be honest, that well, that's great for them. But like I lived out in Regina, Saskatchewan. I love Regina, North Dakota, and yeah, I love.
Is it near Moose Jaw at all? Is it? Yeah,
it is. Okay. Yeah, Michelle.
That's the home of Ryan Anderson, former Austin Ice Bat. No big deal. Just throwing out some knowledge. Hey, what's up?
Wow. Let's talk about people from Moose Jaw on this show.
I just love saying it. The battle. Okay.
But then Alberta. I mean, it's like. Wow. These teams, you grow up in one of these cities and like you just hate the other one, right?
Gotcha.
So they battle one another. It was like game one was a literal banana sandwich. Like the Flames scored 3 goals so quickly. They scored 2 goals within 57 seconds or 52 seconds, which is like the first time that's ever fastest scoring in history. And then it was like change goalies. Then Edmonton scores like a whole bunch of goals. And at one point they were tied 6-6. And then it ended up 9-6.
Football scores.
And it was just like, that was like the Patriots-Rams, whatever.
Yeah, that's insane.
Super Bowl.
Do you think a lot of beer was consumed during this game or no?
Yes. Yeah. And you know what also is great about these cities is the 50-50 draws. I don't know if you ever see that in a lot of American cities.
Yeah, baseball does it.
I know you like the lottos.
Mama likes to gamble.
50-50s are super underrated. So it will go up to like I gotta check what last night's was. It'll go up to like $6 million.
I'm sorry.
And you'll just be sitting there and you buy like a 50-50 ticket and you walk home with $3 million. Like people.
Oh, that's a whole different world.
Yes. So when I covered the Anaheim Ducks and we would go to Canadian cities, it would be like, who's got the 50-50s covered? Like everyone in the broadcast was like, we got to get our 50-50s. So,
because usually it's like
Battle of
10
Alberta
grand.
is
damn.
Yeah, no,
who's going to win
like,
that? By the way,
like life-changing money. They'll just
like,
call out the numbers, and you're like, yeah, I won.
Oh yeah, that's different.
But it's like kind of like college towns in a way. It would be like. Maybe not like a Bama Auburn, but places where like this is their this is their bread and butter, and that no one else around really would care. But like to them, this is like Canada likes it because it's Canadian. So I want to go to it. I want to just like be there.
I do too now.
It's super chaotic. I want chaos.
But it's like nice. I mean, it's Canadian still, so I feel like I'm not going to be scared. Whereas I would be like,
I don't know.
Boston.
That's where like the Freedom Convoy kind of like originated from to really get into politics with a sports podcast. You know. Yeah,
let me ask you this:
if you,
I put money on Edmonton Oilers in November because I was in Vegas and I just randomly put money on basketball and hockey playoffs. Do I have a shot at all of winning some random?
Yeah. I mean, any team that Connor McDavid's on, I would put money on there. And the fact that they like came back after being down and they scored 6 goals and lost, like 6 goals. Just try not to allow 9 and like you'll be pretty decent. I could see them. I mean, man, all the series are so different and weird and they all have their own identity, but I would love to see Edmonton like New York in a final or like Tampa going for a third, but I'd love to see Edmonton, New York because it's like just 2 fan bases that are just like so intense on one another, and it would be very different. Like I look at cities I would want to go to for the Stanley Cup. Like probably I already live in New York. Like I don't need to go to Edmonton ever again. But like I think that would be a great matchup. So I think you did a good job. I put money on the Rangers to win.
Okay,
but after last night, I'm like,
don't know.
Not really so sure about that.
You don't know. Can I ask you a question about your hometown team, Toronto? I don't understand. Like, is that an actual curse to not win a playoff series for that many? How many years is it exactly? Like almost
18.
Yeah, 2 decades. I was gonna say. That's a curse, right? Like we are now entering sort of Chicago Cubs. The thing is,
well, they haven't won a cup since '67, so we're
so
past
definitely
the
cursed.
Yeah. So,
but like,
cursed,
not even a playoff series.
Okay, but I want to have this disclaimer of like every series has been so different. Like this one, and you know, I'll be the first one to
go on. Sorry.
All of the series have been very different in the 18 years, including many of those years where they weren't in the playoffs.
That counts.
But the losses to like Boston, which literally haunt me like forever and ever and always. And then last year to Montreal, like also will haunt me forever. But this year was different because they were playing the two-time defending Stanley Cup champions. Who are very, very, very good. And like they were there with them the entire way. So many penalties. My God. The first couple games, it was just like, there was no flow to any of the games. So it was so hard to get into it. But then like one bounce here or there and they could have won the series. And then everything's like completely different. But it's just because no one in Toronto can just look at this series for what it was, where it was like, wow, you went toe-to-toe with the defending Stanley Cup champs. It's like, oh, blow it up. We got to change the name of the team, send them out to Nowheresville and fire everybody. And it's like, no, like, is that going to help? I don't think so, because you got pretty far. And like, these guys are very, very good. They're just, I just think I would stay the course. Like, I'm like, you know, and I cried last year when they lost, and I've cried every year, like grown woman tears are really sad.
I've been there.
Grown woman tears are real sad
because you realize what you're crying about. It's silly.
Yeah, and also brings your whole life into perspective where you're like, wow, this is just. I just feel bad for like fans that have been waiting for so long, and then they put so much of their personal happiness into it, and you're like, this really sucks. And I will say, like, because I covered that series for TNT, and I was like, first of all, I was like, why are you guys putting me on this series? You know, I'm from Toronto. Like,
I love that
TikToks about all this. And they were like, well, you know the pulse of the city, you know. I was like, wow, that's like such a cool way to look at it. So, but then in saying that, like, I couldn't do my normal bullshit of like making Leafs TikToks and like doing all this weird stuff. I had to be like, professionalism. And so I actually wish I had been working Game 7 because I was supposed to, but I had the Rona. Because then it would have been so much easier to process, because then you're just like, this is a game, right? Because I have to think of it as a game. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in a hotel room, locked up in isolation, watching them lose a Game 7, and I just was like I was just like, this fucking sucks.
That does suck.
Like,
there's no real way around it. Yeah. No, I get it. I think, well, you're being rational about how you don't want to blow everything up, whereas everybody else isn't. But it is hard as an outsider looking in. All you see is 18 years that's just a daunting number.
18 years.
To be a team that like the world knows, right? Like it's not like some rando team.
There were a lot of bad years there where it was like, okay, you know, some really bad contracts. Like,
that makes sense.
I heard back in the day, it was like they signed Jeff Finger thinking he was John Michael Lyles. I'm like, how does that even happen? Like,
I'm sorry, like literally thought he was someone else, or just thought he played like someone else.
They thought they were signing someone else. I was like, that's my fan base. That's my team, baby. You thought you were signing, but now it's like you do have a lot of good players. But what I hate are like the financy bros, the bros that think they know everything. They're my friends. They message me and will be like, it starts from ownership and they've got to blow it up and all they care about is money and not cups. Well, like, they're going to make money regardless. It's Toronto.
Right.
And then they'll be like, this guy's gotta go. This guy's gotta go. And I just like actually just stopped responding to these dudes that I know, because I'm like, just go fuck yourselves. Like, I'm not engaging in this, because no matter what I say, and if I'm like, hey, I'm here, I'm like covering it, I'm a sports journalist, I think you're wrong, okay? And they'll be like, you don't know anything. And it's like, I'm not getting into it. So
it's like you started this conversation, Chad. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Rangers, I do have friends that are Rangers fans, and I can feel their emotions from day to day. Is that, other than the Battle of Alberta, do you like that series? Is that an exciting series to get into? Like, if you're a new hockey person, should I be watching that or no?
Game one was like, okay, think of it as you have like the boomers versus Gen Z. And Gen Z is like, we're wearing flares. And boomers are like, yo, we fucking invented flares. Like, you can't just come along here. So Carolina's very much like the new guard of like, we're fun, we're flashy, we have like the storm surge, and we're a hockey town. And then Rangers are like, yo, no, we're a fucking hockey town. Yeah, like, this is like original six bullshit. You know, we want it. And so you kind of have this like weird dichotomy, but Carolina's really, really good. They pressure, forecheck, they just smother you. And the Rangers in the first game were really, really good at dealing with that for 2 periods. And then it was like, they kind of just decided, we're just going to defend. And then Carolina was like, boom. And so a series, my boyfriend is a big Rangers fan. Pretty tough to be around him right now, because he's like, yeah, we have tickets to game 3, and I'm like debating just like getting someone else to go with him, because I'm like, I don't know if I can like sit beside this person.
Not gonna be that fun.
Unless it's gonna be a blowout for the Rangers. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it could be amazing.
Yeah.
Don't blow that.
Yeah, no, it could. They got to get one. But that takes a lot of life out of you. It's like, would you rather a blowout loss, or would you rather a tight loss where you almost won? I would rather a blowout loss.
God, I don't know. No, because blowout losses, like, well, for example, NBA playoffs this week, the last 2 nights, they've been not very fun games to watch. Like, to the point where I changed the channel. I didn't even finish 2. You're telling me I'm not going to finish 2 conference games? Like, nah, normally that's not the case, but when they're blowouts, it's just blech. And I get it, like, if your team's in it, but at least if you're in it till the last, I mean, it's heartbreaking regardless, but I'd rather be in it till the last second. It sucks either way.
Doesn't that take so much out of you?
Yeah, but
like, you're so close, and then you're like, oh my God, we were so close, and we like didn't get it done. We're like, oh my God, we almost won, and it just got taken away.
No, because I think it's worse to get your ass handed to you, because then you're just like, what have I even been cheering for all season? Like, who is this team? And then you're just confused about what am I looking at? I don't even know who I'm rooting for.
What is this? What is this? What am I doing with my life?
Because that's what I feel like teams do. Like, you're looking at, if you're a Mavericks fan this morning, you're like, the hell was that? Like, what is that? So I think I'd rather.
You and I are living in completely different universes, because
I know
I haven't watched one lick of basketball since the Raptors were out.
Oh God, that was a
long time ago.
Yeah, that was a minute. You've been gone a minute. And same here, and I've watched no hockey. I'll watch hockey. I'll watch the end of it. That's usually what
I'll watch the end of it. You and I are like,
we'll watch each other's finals.
Separate paths, and then it'll be like, oh, and this is what happened. Like, when you're like, yeah, what happened in this and this? I'm like, no, you tell me what happened in that. Like,
I will. No, we're going to keep each other apprised of either. By the way, so are you sticking with your Edmonton and New York? Like, those are the best 2 cities that you'd like to see in the final? Is that that's the thing? Based on cities. Okay, so we're doing that.
So in the West, you tell me. In the West, we've got Edmonton, Calgary, St. Louis, and Colorado. That's in the West. And then the East, we got Tampa, Florida, Sunrise, Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, it's crazy. 2 of them.
New York and Carolina.
Oof.
I can count. I have fingers.
I mean, if I was living in Texas as I am, and I had to go cover a finals, I think I would like a New York. I mean, I like Denver. Denver's nice.
Denver's good.
Right? I don't want to go to St. Louis. No offense, St. Louis, but you're really humid.
No.
And I've never been to Edmonton. So maybe I do that.
Yeah.
Maybe I do that. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. I'm glad America now knows.
Edmonton and Calgary can be a time. They can be a time for sure. But
just knock it off the list.
Yeah.